Hey, guys. Altovise here, your voice manager, with another episode of the Speak Easy podcast. I am excited about this episode. I'm going to tell you why. I used to hate networking. I know. Networking and entrepreneurship are like peanut butter and jelly or brownies with nuts. I get it. It goes together perfectly, right? But as an introvert, networking was never at the top of my list. I was the quiet one in the back of the room because that was the easy exit. But I was never enthused about handing out 500 business cards. And that's why I'm excited about this particular episode and how it resonates with our Life After COVID series. When it comes to networking, creating conversations, and creating community is really, really important. And as we've seen throughout everything that's gone on with us not being able to see each other in person, being able to have that same community support online speaks volumes. So I'm excited about my guest that I have on today. Hello, Ginny.
Hey, Altovise.
I'm
Happy New
excited
Year.
about this episode because I've actually known Ginny for quite some time. I'm a part of her Facebook community. I've been to her events. I've gotten an opportunity to see what it is that she does. And when it comes to networking, I think Ginny has mastered it to a high level, and she was already doing online before we all had to go online. So with that being said, Ginny, let the studio audience know a little bit about you, and then we're going to dive into today's topic.
Thank you. Thank you, Altovise. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here today. Well, I am the founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community. And years ago, we'll be 21 years old this year, like in March. I know. Isn't that amazing? It was called On Purpose Networking for Women. And I founded that. We had meetings all over the place, and we still have 9 local meetings a month. But since COVID, we just went immediately online to everything. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm also the founder and publisher of the On Purpose Woman online magazine. I'm a speaker, author, just all around great person, really humble.
Yes, a fellow introvert.
Yeah,
I love that
yeah.
part.
Yeah, I am. And I guess I never stayed in the back. I always wanted to be kind of in the front, but I like to run things. I didn't care if I was like on stage. And I love to be on stage now, as I know you do. But people who don't understand introversion and extroversion think that it's about being shy. I was never shy. I just didn't like to be around a whole bunch of people for a whole long time.
It was draining.
Draining. Yes, yes. So I thrive online.
Right, exactly. Which brings me to our first part of this conversation, because what I've seen you do with your group, what I've seen you do with your organization is literally, without missing a beat, say, okay, well, we can't do the in-person meetings, so we'll do virtual meetings. So what did that look like for you? Because I know for some of the women, they probably were like, we're going to meet on what? And we're going to do what?
Yeah, I was surprised that, I shouldn't have been surprised that not every woman knew about Zoom, because I got on Zoom kicking and screaming. You know Catherine Yarborough, and for a couple of years she said, "Why don't we do something together on Zoom?" I'm like, "Oh, I can't imagine what it would be like to network online. The connection will be so fake. You can't really, get to know people." But I said yes, and we were already doing 2 online gatherings every month on Zoom that were different. They're called Connections Through Conversation, and it's an hour with women just about a topic. And so I was so grateful that I was able to just make that decision. COVID started sneaking in. I had a hunch early on that this was going to be something super big. And I decided, we had 1 meeting in March, and I said, that's it. And we skipped a couple of weeks, and then I decided I'm putting everything online, but it was seamless because I was already doing it. So it didn't take much of a learning curve. And I guess the lesson in that for me and for other people is, don't wait until you need something. to try to figure it out. Don't wait until you need a network to start to network. And the result has been really great. I was shocked when I first got on Zoom how intimate it can feel and how connected I can feel to the people who are there.
Yeah, I love the platform. I think and I mean, they got a big boost because of everything going on with COVID. But I love that you can do the actual rooms
Mm-hmm.
and, separate people, and y'all can do little like meet and greets within the room. So that's really significant too, because when we're not able to meet in person, trying to be able to cultivate those same conversations online, it's valuable. It is so valuable. So I love that was always the key for what you've been doing, is creating those conversations and keeping those conversations going, even within the group. The posts that you have are ones that create conversations between the members, and also let you know where people really are in case they need support or help.
Right. Yeah. I came to the conclusion many, many years ago that people want to be seen and heard. Just see me, let me know I matter. And sometimes just a simple call out on Facebook, or congratulations for something, or just some attention really means a lot more than I think we think it does sometimes, because I don't particularly need that myself. I like doing it. I don't really need it, but it feels good when it happens. But there are people that don't get much of that either. They're kind of in a little vacuum. So just to pay attention, just to let them know that you see them and that they matter, really, I think it really, really is important, especially now when so many people are feeling disconnected.
That part. And so it also was really important because I've seen you do some other phenomenal things when it comes to the organization that you have been supporting, and doing clothing drives, and oh my goodness, doing so many different things. What led you to say, you know what, I have this and I'm doing this, but my heart is over here and I want to serve in this capacity?
Well, I've been serving with this organization. It's called the Light-of-Truth Center, and we support women in recovering from addictions, drugs, and alcohol in Baltimore City. And I met the founder 18 years ago. We connected. I don't have any real connection to addiction. I mean, we're all addicted to something, but I don't have addiction in my family. So there was nothing there that was driving me. There was just something about the message and her just dedication to it that pulled me in. And I joined the board right away. And then I became board president. And then I became board president again a few years later. I just finished up my third stint as board president. And the reason I picked that organization is because, well, my heart is with women to begin with. I love helping women just prosper and thrive. And we serve only women in this community. And it was one of the only organizations, if not the only one, in the Baltimore area that would take a woman who didn't have any money. So if you'd used up all of your support, all of your, oh gosh, I forget the proper word now. It's not welfare, it's something else now, but I can't think of the word, unfortunately. But that's a finite number of dollars. You don't get that forever. And if you don't get food stamps any longer, and some people won't take women if they don't have anything to contribute. So I saw the heart in this organization. And something really important too is that I'm a big believer in when we serve, to serve using the gifts that we already have rather than trying to fit ourselves into something that's needed. Because that's how I burned myself out over the years, was trying, well, they need somebody to do this. Oh, I'll do that. And I didn't love it. I didn't enjoy it. I don't think I was probably as good as somebody would have been who did. And this organization, it was just a fit for my skills. So I could go in and I've got, great management skills. I've got pretty creative with ideas, and it was just a beautiful fit. And then I guess it's been almost 10 years that my husband and I did that big clothing sale at our house. And that just came about through weird circumstances. But, that's also something that's just natural to me to do something like that. It's not hard. It's a lot of work, but it's not hard, if that makes sense. And I kind of revel in it.
I love that. I love that. It was one of the ways that, when we looked at what some people were actually able to stand up and do throughout COVID, it was you really got to see the heart of people. And it was either going to be a good thing or not so good thing. Thankfully, we've seen a lot of the good when it comes to the heart of people and some of the things that they've been able to do during this whole pandemic, showing up and delivering food, clothes, donating in huge, major ways.
Mhm.
And even till, one of the things that I saw during the pandemic was, of course, the homeless don't always have somewhere. Everybody was talking about hand sanitizer and washing your hands, and the homeless don't always have a place to do that. And so I saw that in certain areas where they were going and actually doing hand washing stations and setting them up for the homeless, like little simple is simple in one aspect, but when you look at it, it's something that's really major.
Yeah, it's easy to do usually.
Hmm.
People will rally around, but it isn't something that everybody thinks of. You know, I think we as a country are good at that. If we were paying attention, we can see a need and we can step up and we can bring other people with us. But we can't be all stuck in our own self. You know, I think one of the great things about this time, if there is a great thing about this time, really, but it does, helping other people gets us outside of ourselves because there's so many people who are worse off than I am. So if I can put some attention on them, then I'm not going to be sitting here concerned about, I've got a lot of what do we call those first world problems? Where, oh gosh, my order from Amazon, my food order from Whole Foods hasn't gotten here yet. I learned really quick during this pandemic how blessed I was. I mean, I already knew, but there was just things were easy. Yeah, sometimes it took 2 weeks to get a grocery order through, but there were people who didn't have money for groceries.
Exactly.
So I think that it's a really good time to look at blessings. And I guess that just translates into the business piece of it too. There's a lot of women out there whose businesses are suffering and they need exposure. They need some help showing up. They need to be seen and heard. And so that's just something I love doing.
I love it. Speakeasy podcast listeners, I know that throughout this time, you've been asking, how do I get the support? Where do I go? Where do I show up? How do I show up? Uh, Ginny has created this space online where you can show up authentically you, where you can show up and have conversations with other women who are in the starting phases, who have been doing business for years, who literally want to serve. They want to serve, they want to support, they want to have those conversations, they want to be able to be there and give you that high five, and that, not a high five in person right now, but that high five virtually, as you're going through this. And so it's really significant that we realize that as moving forward, community will be everything. They call it different things: community, your tribe, your, whatever you want to call it. You're going to need that support in order for you to make it to the level that you're trying to achieve. And so with that being said, Ginny, let them know how they can find out more information about not only the organization, but also your Facebook group, and how they can reach out and talk to you as well.
Yes, the Facebook group is open to all women. It's a real active group. You can show up there and just connect. It's uplifting, it's supportive, and it's called the On Purpose Woman Global Community. So go into Facebook and put that into the search, and then go in and just ask to join. And if you're a woman, you'll be approved. I also offer these Zoom gatherings that Altovise is talking about called Connections Over Coffee. The bulk of them are from 10:30 to noon. And we do 9 of those a month now. And I just started 2 evening meetings that run from 7 to 8:30 p.m. These match our morning meetings. We're doing the same dates that we did for our in-person meetings. That's why sometimes you'll see, 3 in a week, but they're always the same day every month. And it's free for women. It's free for now. As long as we're in COVID, these meetings are free. So show up. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to take part in it. anywhere you are in your life, it's fine. But a lot of women entrepreneurs do come, get a chance to introduce yourself. In fact, now for the rest of this month, I'm doing the Create and Share Your Vision for 2021, where I'll take everybody through a process to help you kind of craft what it is that you want to create for yourself this year. We'd love for everybody to come show up for that. Again, they're all on Zoom. So they can email me at Ginny Robertson, OPW at Gmail, or they can go to the onpurposewomancommunity.com. That's our website. And that's where they can also see the magazine, which has all kinds of great resources for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your business. And it's a free online magazine. So thanks for asking about that.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. I love it. Speak Easy podcast listeners, you guys know that it's all about supporting you and encouraging you and taking you to that next level, because guess what? Without the Speak Easy podcast listeners, there is no Speak Easy podcast. So we appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you so much. Let us know how this episode resonated with you by leaving us a review on your favorite podcasting platform. And we cannot leave without saying thank you to our sponsor, Good Living Now. Good Living Now is the company that has black seed oil capsules that you can take for your health. And if you go to bit.ly/a greater life, you can actually see Harold LaFleur's amazing story of him going through cancer and what black seed oil has done for him. So again, that is the bit.ly/a greater life to go and check that out. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. And you may listen to this one a few times, but definitely make sure that you go and join the community. Until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.